Pyramid of Giza, for example, contains the spiral, the golden mean ratio, the triangle, and square. According to some classical authors, it was built to create the energy that facilitates a connection with the spiritual realms, for initiations, by adepts to go through a kind of death and become transformed or reborn. While many modern researchers speculate that the Egyptian pyramids were used as a sort of power plant that could harness or even distribute electricity, it seems the occult historians, mystery schools, and members of secret societies seem to believe that the ancients were more concerned with a sort of spiritual energy rather than the sort of power used in modern civilizations. Known as prana in Hindu philosophy, chi or ki in Asian schools of thought, this universal life force energy has also been rediscovered in more recent times by people like Wilhelm Reich, an Austrian doctor of medicine and psychoanalyst who coined the term Orgone to describe an esoteric energy which he claimed permeated everything and could be condensed and focused by the use of certain shapes and materials. Reich claimed that Orgone, the cosmic bioelectric energy that he named after the orgasm, was a sort of ether that could be harnessed and concentrated into a box called an Orgone accumulator. These boxes were made of plywood, lined with rock wool and sheet iron, and had a chair inside and a small window. They were constructed with multiple layers of these materials, which Reich claimed caused the Orgone concentration inside the box to be 3 to 5 times stronger than in the air outside, and patients were expected to sit inside naked. The early accumulators were tested on plant growth and on mice with cancer, and Reich claimed to have positive results. In December 1940, Reich wrote to Albert Einstein saying he had a scientific discovery he wanted to discuss, and in January 1941 visited Einstein at his home in Princeton, where they talked for nearly 5 hours. He told Einstein that he had discovered a, quote, specific biologically effective energy which behaves in many respects differently to all that is known about electromagnetic energy. During their next meeting, he gave Einstein a small accumulator, and over the next 10 days, Einstein performed experiments with it in his basement, which involved taking the temperature above, inside, and near the device, and he observed an increase of temperature, which Reich argued was caused by Orgone. Einstein later concluded that the effect was simply due to the temperature gradient inside the room. Reich believed that Einstein's change of heart was part of a conspiracy of some kind, probably because Reich was receiving negative publicity for claiming to have seen cigar-shaped UFOs with windows on them starting from around 1954, and seemed to believe the planet was under attack by aliens. Reich was visited on June 5, 1956 by FDA officials to supervise the destruction of the accumulators. On June 26th, the agents returned to supervise the destruction of the promotional material, including 251 copies of Reich's books. On the 23rd of August, 6 tons of Reich's books, journals, and papers were burned in New York in the public incinerator on 25th Street. All his work on Vril or Orgone energy was destroyed. It has been cited as one of the worst examples of censorship in U.S. history. Reich was then arrested, imprisoned, and soon after died in federal penitentiary of alleged heart failure. None of the academic journals carried an obituary. Time magazine wrote on 18th of November 1957, quote, Wilhelm Reich, 60, once famed psychoanalyst, associate and follower of Sigmund Freud, founder of the Wilhelm Reich Foundation, later better known for unorthodox sex and energy theories, died of a heart attack in Lysburg Federal Penitentiary, Pennsylvania, where he was serving a 2-year term for distributing his invention, the Orgone energy accumulator, in violation of Food and Drug Act, a telephone booth-sized device that supposedly gathered energy from the atmosphere and could cure, while the patient sat inside, common colds, cancer, and impotence.
It is April 3rd, 1952. I, Wilhelm Reich, I happened to discover the life energy. I know what it means for the future development of medicine, biology, philosophy, and natural science. I'm fully aware of it. And in this awareness, I am completely alone. There's nobody here to listen to what I'm saying. The recording apparatus is the only witness. I hope that someone will, at some time in the future, listen to this recording with great respect for the courage that was necessary to sustain the research work in orgone energy and life energy all through these years.
Reich claimed that his accumulator worked because of the layers of organic and inorganic material used, which literally attracted the orgone energy from the outside and directed it inside. It has been said that the Egyptian pyramids were designed with a similar principle in mind, as they were originally covered with white limestone, which incidentally was stripped away and used in the construction of mosques, while the inner body consisted of a yellow limestone, in effect making the pyramid act as a giant orgone accumulator, with the results theoretically amplified by the shape of the structure and orientation in regards to the Earth's magnetic fields. The real function and application of the accumulated energy won't be fully explored in this presentation, but I've included another link in the description to a video specifically about the energetic qualities concerning the shape and orientation of pyramids.